Welcome to Nerd Manufactory, and tonight we're going to be talking about Arduinos. We'll be starting a new series on basically learning Arduino from the basics all the way up to a multitude of other projects in the future. Today what we're going to be starting with is the Arduino Uno Rev 3 and kind of doing a breakdown of this very lovely little microcontroller that a lot of people have probably seen, and in all honesty, there are probably tons of videos very similar to this one, but I wanted to do my take for this series. So to start it off, let's take a look at the Arduino Uno Rev 3 specs. The Arduino Uno is based on the Atmega 328P, so it's a very small processor. It has an operating voltage of 5 volts. Input voltage needs to be anywhere from 7 to 12 volts. Anything over that, it will short out, and anything under that, you'll start getting brownouts because of the system demands, especially depending on your project's need for power. So just keep that in mind. Again, that is the recommended area. Input voltage maximums / minimums are 6 to 20, so it can take up to 20, but anything over that, it starts, like I said, it will short out. Digital I/O comes with 14 pins. 6 of these can be used with PWM. We will be doing a video, not the next one, but the one after, discussing input/output specifically, so we'll leave that information for that video. The next is the analog inputs. It has 6 of them. DC current per I/O pin is 20 milliamps, so not a lot, which isn't to be expected, or is to be expected, excuse me, just because the fact that the controller, it's not designed to output a lot of power. It's designed to send control voltage to other devices, and then if you're needing a high voltage aspect, you would have another device operate that. DC current for the 3.3 volt pin can be set to 50 milliamps, so it outputs a little bit more, so that's something to keep in mind. It has a flash memory of 32 kilobytes with 0.5 kilobytes saved for the bootloader. Without the bootloader, you wouldn't be able to actually interface with the IDE, so something to keep in mind there. Never really run into a problem myself with that. 32 kilobytes is quite a bit of space based on what you're trying to do. SRAM is 2 kilobytes. EEPROM is 1 kilobyte. The clock speed overall is 16 megahertz. That's not super fast, but that's pretty good for a small microcontroller. And its length and width are 68.6 millimeters by 53.4 millimeters. So something to keep in mind for this. It's very useful. Again, we're going to be using the Arduino Uno primarily for a lot of the projects I'm going to be going over. There are going to be a couple of times where I may switch to a Mega or something else, and we'll discuss that when I do that. But anything you can do with a Mega, anything you can do with a Teensy or any of those other Arduino-based platforms, you can do on an Arduino Uno within the limits of the pins that you have available here. That's why I wanted to put up the pinout layout here, just so that you can see it. And again, we're going to be discussing this as we go through this series of just learning Arduino, but also kind of building into other projects I want to do in the future. One of the things that I kind of want to go by is I want to do a lot of cool things. Like I would love to build a humanoid robot or any kind of robot in the future, but in order to do that, you need to learn the basics. So some of the upcoming basics that we're going to go over is an Arduino IDE breakdown. We're going to go over the inputs and outputs of the Arduino, and then we are going to talk about controlling LEDs, but we're not going to do the single LED. We're actually going to start working with the Adafruit the Adafruit LEDs. I cannot remember the name of them for the life of me right now, but I will remember them when I do the video. So something to keep in mind there. And then we're going to talk about using an Arduino with a motor, and then much more, because I have a lot of different things that I'm going to build up off of the Arduino, because the one thing that Arduino does offer is a very versatile platform. So with that being said, Thanks for watching this kind of short video discussing the Arduino Uno. Remember to like and subscribe and leave a comment for if you have any video suggestions for upcoming videos, or if you have questions in general. Just want to try to build these as more bite-sized small videos, and we'll kind of continue from there. Of course, if you would love to support the channel other than liking and subscribing, I do have a Patreon, which will be linked in the description below. So if you are able to support the channel through that, be greatly appreciated, because as I go into building more projects, those types of supports will be needed greatly in order to make sure that I provide the best content for you. But until next time, remember to stay nerdy